nearest available mall wasn't necessarily the best way to cope with bizarre, anxiety-producing medical news. Call a friend? That's something people do, right? I have some friends, sure, but if I were to call one of them and tell them I have a brain tumor, I'm not exactly sure how that would help the situation. I mean, once I got past the part where the tumor is benign, it's not really a brain tumor, I'm going to be fine, etc., then I'd just be stuck making small talk about meetings both canceled and taken, and creating vague plans to get together that will never be fulfilled because, traffic, work. No, I think the important thing right now is just to remain calm. Remaining calm has always worked super well for me in the past. Because really, let's get serious here for a second. My situation? Not that dire. True, I am a single, unemployed, 37-year-old television writer with a tiny little brain tumor pressing on my frontal lobe. But again, it's not like I have cancer or an actual disease or anything. That's in the pro column. And being unemployed is pretty normal for a TV writer. We're all unemployed some of the time, like landscapers in cold climates. Being single? Pro or con? I'm not really sure. I'm one of those dyed-in-the-wool perennial single types who's never been any other way except single, so I have no basis for comparison. Married ladies, is it better over there on the other side? Fancy dishes, tax breaks? Is all that stuff helpful when you have a brain tumor? Or does it just create a lot of extra domestic chores you have to deal with? That romantic comedy screenplay I just started writing, that's definitely in the pro column. If I play my cards right, it could help me rocket my career to the next level, where I suddenly become A-list, get invited to tons of cool parties, and start hanging out with famous people. As opposed to the level I'm at now, where I'm either making good money working on a show that is about to be canceled, or making no money developing my own ridiculously impractical ideas that are set in the 18th century. At the moment, I've got 3 whole pages of my new screenplay written, and I have to say I'm very excited about all 3 of them. Or, at least the first 2. The pages I wrote before my ridiculously suave Omar Sharif-like ear, nose, and throat doctor called and told me I have a small brain tumor pressing on my frontal lobe. Those 2 definitely rock. They're clear, concise, funny, totally not set in the 18th century, and completely consistent with all the rules set forth in Rules for Romantic Comedy, the trusty How to Write a Screenplay book I just picked up at the Beverly Center, along with Journaling for Anxiety, TM, and Dress Your Family in Corduroy and Denim by David Sedaris. Seriously, who can resist those buy 2 get 1 free stickers? Margaret Hale Newman, Ph.D., is the author of this trusty screenwriting guide, and although I've never met her, heard of her, or read any screenplays she's written, based on the parts I skimmed while standing in the aisle at Barnes & Noble, I feel like the 2 of us are going to get along just fine. Without even trying, I seem to have fulfilled her first and biggest commandment. Establish a sympathetic, likable heroine and her everyday life. Check. I've totally done that with my heroine. She's a middle school teacher in the Chicago suburbs who wears baggy sweaters constantly. Sort of like Sandra Bullock and While You Were Sleeping. Screenplay-wise, I'm definitely off to a good start. No question about that. But in dealing with my health crisis, I seem to have floundered. They're really not calling me back, are they? The brain surgeon's office? While I was wandering around lost at the Beverly Center, it seemed totally possible that they might call me back, that I'd be able to build a little forward momentum, set up an appointment or something. But now it's after 6 on Friday and... oh, shit. Shit. I just realized something. 3-day weekend. Martin Luther King Day. Ugh. Now it's pointless to hope, right? No way is any sort of trained medical professional calling me back before Tuesday at 9 a.m. Till then, it's just me and Google, doing our best not to panic, fear the worst, have negative thoughts, contemplate our mortality, etc. Thankfully, if you Google meningioma, the tumor substitute word my ridiculously suave ENT kept using on the phone earlier today, the word benign comes up a lot. Benign means good, gracious, kindly, or, according to the OED online, when specifically related to diseases of a mild type.